Hey guys, this is Jamie. So today I want to talk about something, I guess, less heavy on the political side and more about sort of social interactions. And the whole idea came to me because I was watching this video that was going around on Reddit, which was about two gay guys who go on a date, and one of them says like that, oh, I don't like sort of the gay stereotype. I don't like drag. I don't like pop music. I like sports. My friends are straight guys, but I feel kind of, ostracized by them because I'm not straight. And sort of he played the whole card of like, oh, I'm not like other gays. And I actually feel like I'm sort of on the other side of it, where I kind of end up blending in, if you must, too much, or sometimes like where I feel like I'm in situations where I don't know if it's safe to come out sort of on a proper scale, or if I feel comfortable even to do that. Obviously, I do come out and I do say certain things, but sort of like mention my partner, say that I have like a fiance, a boyfriend, and then obviously people don't assume me as straight any longer. But it's still a sort of an awkward position, and I had a specific situation quite a few weeks ago where I was having an Uber ride, and obviously in Portuguese I have a very strong accent. And those who are around like other people who are from a Ukrainian background can notice it, and they can even pinpoint like where my relatives are from, because like we have a very specific way of talking, and that really translates to my Portuguese. And the driver was like, well, other than that, like I see you have some Brazilian accents and you're Portuguese. And he was like, is your girl Portuguese? Sorry, is your girl Brazilian? And I was like, what a girl. And I was just like sitting there, and I was like all dolled up. And on top of that, I was going to an LGBT event, and like my location was to the gay bar of the city. And I felt just so awkward in that moment, because I was like, there's no way I'm getting read as straight when I have like vibrant makeup on my face. And when I have like my nails dyed, I have like a bag, I have a pink phone case, and all these things which I kind of assumed that would be very noticeable for people to understand that I'm not straight, but still. And he kind of went, the driver didn't sort of ask like, oh, maybe you have a boyfriend or anything, and then he kind of kept doubling down on saying stuff like, oh, like, well, do you is your like situationship or whatever, um like a girl, and like then started talking to me about football. So it felt very stereotypical, where he wanted to talk to me about sort of assumed straight things, which was kind of also weird, because I do enjoy football. It's just I don't root for the main Portuguese teams. Like I only watch like the city one sometimes, and like when it comes to football, I root like for CSKA Moscow, which is a Russian team. So I had to like tell him like, I can't really participate in this convo with you, my mates, you know. And that still left me kind of weird, because if someone kind of goes into this aggressive stereotyping of like, oh, let's talk about your girl, oh, let's talk about, um, you know, football, and specifically like very sort of blanket assumptions, or assume, that I'll be watching the Sporting Porto match, which I wasn't even aware what the score was. It kind of put me in a very weird location, so in a very weird position, where I had to sort of say like, hey, I actually live with a dude, and two, um, I do not root for the main Portuguese teams. And in general, I feel like in life, I feel like even sort of do my makeup as an homage, sort of like to the gay men before me, to the gay culture that inspired me, and everything that sort of that was about cool about being gay and stuff. So I feel very weird when people sort of still look at me and they're like, "Oh, like he's straight." And nothing wrong with being straight. It's just I feel weird because it puts me in a position where I'm like I have to be put back into the closet or I have to come out again, which puts me in a spot where coming out all the time isn't an easy thing. And I don't like the fact that people assume that of everyone. Like, I understand that it's fine to sort of do a misstep, but you can't just be asking people like, "Oh, you're a girl if you're a guy," or like, "Oh, you're a guy if you're a girl," for just looking at binary things as well. And that's the problem. And obviously, that's why we have a lot of awareness and we try to sort of pivot and talk about these things. Like, that you need to understand that not everyone is straight. And even though people might not appear to be straight looking, people still assume them to be. And specifically, like going back to the original video that I saw today, was it goes back to the fact that because of the people who are like, oh, I'm not like other gays, we end up with people just trying to think that there is only one decent way of being. And again, there's nothing wrong if you have a girl or if you're rooting for Porto or Sporting, because I think that was the match at the time that he was discussing. But the thing is, you need to be more open minded. There are people who are not straight, and there are people who don't root for for these two Portuguese teams. And I wasn't aware of the score, so it ended up being a very awkward drive. And I even left a bit early because I was like, I don't feel comfortable like even stepping out. And we're like right next to the gay bar. Well, it wasn't that sort of far away. It was just like a store above. But the point was, I have been in those situations where people sort of assume something about me which I didn't say or I don't want people to assume because that's not me. And I've had that also like in university. Like I've had discussions with classmates or I've had people who hit on me, like a woman specifically, which hit on me and then I'm like, well, I'm not interested. And it puts me in a very delicate position where I don't like telling people that they're like not in my field of interest because I still think that people should be open-minded, but sometimes it's just that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So all I wanted to say was we need to be more open-minded to people. We need to try to be more open in the scope of discussions when we try to talk to people. We need to understand that not everyone is into sporting or Porto. And again, usually I can participate in these discussions, but I just didn't know anything about that match on the day. And obviously, coupled with the your Brazilian girl was really weird. So yeah. So that's pretty much what I wanted to discuss today and sort of go back and forth and say that it's very important that we stay open-minded about these things. If you liked it, please feel free to give it a like, feel free to subscribe, and thank you very much for watching.